This video is going to give you the necessary mindset to be successful in the promotional assessment. It can apply to any type of skill that you want to master. And we're going to cover the four steps to the 4 levels of mastery. I'll go ahead and get started. So the first one, at level 1, it's unconscious competence. So you don't know what you don't know. There's a lot of levels, there's a lot of areas in the promotional assessment that you don't even know that you suck at. You don't even know that you need to know them, and you don't even know that there's skills that you need to have. So this first part, and the videos that we have on Run Into the Fire are there to support you, give that ideas, and start to plant these seeds. So a way to consider this is this is the first step, is you don't even know what you don't know. So to move beyond the first step, you have to plant the seed. Once the seed is planted, then you get an idea that you know that you don't know something. So an example of this, something that a lot of people struggle with, and one of the things that we're really successful at helping people prepare for, is to do well at an oral board test, or do well at an interview test. And a lot of people just don't know what they need to improve to do well at an oral board test. They're down here, they don't even know where to start. But then, once we work with them, they see some videos, they know that they have to get better at answering questions, they have to get better at public speaking. So that's the second step, is you know that you don't know, and with that awareness, you can see areas that you can improve. So over here is that the consciousness is you start to become aware of it, and then you see the competence starts to improve this direction. So you don't know what you don't know. You don't even know anything about oral boards, and then you find out to do well at an oral board, there's a lot of things that you have to master, but you know that you're not there yet. So the next step is to the conscious competence, is that you can do it, but you really get in your head and you have to think about it a lot. This is really important for any skill set, and I see a lot of people really screw up on assessment centers because they only train to this level. Is they'll run through some scenario and they'll get it in their head, and when they're practicing it without the stress, they can do it okay. But then when it comes down to the assessment center, something goes wrong, something's different than what they expected, and their nerves are there, they end up screwing it up. So the conscious competence is step number 3, and that's where you can do it, but it takes a lot of conscious effort to do it and to apply it. And this isn't just for a promotional assessment. If you can think of anything, such as tying your shoes, for example, is you started off, you didn't have any idea how to tie your shoes, or that you even had to tie them. You probably had Velcro when you were younger, but then you got these shoes, and all of a sudden they have these strings hanging out of them. You don't even have a clue what you're supposed to do with them. Maybe your parent or an older sibling kind of tells you that you have to tie your shoes in order to go out and play on the playground. So with that awareness, you know that the strings are there, they should be tied in a bow, but you know that you don't know how to do it. So you get the right mentor, they teach you how to do it. Next thing you know, you're tying your shoes, but it takes a lot of thought, and if you don't do it for a few weeks, you forget how to do it and can't do it without help. So that's step number 3. Step number 4 is mastery. Is you do it without even having to think about it. So again, tying your shoes, hopefully everybody listening to this can tie their shoes without even having to think about it. Another example I'll give is another simple example is driving. So when you first start out driving, you don't even know what you need to know. You don't know where the gas pedal is. You don't know where the brake is. You don't know how to shift gears. You don't know what the mirrors are for. That's level 1. Level 2, you know that there's a lot of stuff you have to know. You have to know the rules, what the lines on the road are, what the signs mean, what the wheel does, what the brake does. You have to know all this stuff, but you don't know it. Then you start to get a basic understanding. Next thing you know, you're at level 4, you're driving with your knees, you're drinking a latte, and you're texting on your phone while taking a selfie. Now, I don't advocate that behavior, but it goes to show you that most of us have mastered driving, so much so that we can do it while doing other things, and it doesn't take a lot of conscious focus in order to drive down the road. If you look back at the first couple steps, It used to take a lot of effort to drive, and now it's just second nature. So this is where you need to be successful at the promotional exam. There's a video called The 5 Investments that's on here that will help you to know the 5 areas to invest to help to make this progression. Some other things is you have to do excessive repetition. There's a saying that repetition is the mother of skill. So what I recommend is that you look at some of these fundamental things that we have on our YouTube channel. Look at some of these forms that we have, and they're going to give you that first step. So we'll give you the first step, and you guys might not even know what you would do to prepare. So we can get you there. We can give you some tools so that you at least know what you don't know and what you need to know. Start doing these, and the thing is you want to do repetition excessive. There's a saying that the master, or it says the novice, does 10,000 different things, and the master does one thing 10,000 different times. So we pride ourselves on the content that's in here, is that we try to keep it really simple. And there's another saying that simple is not easy. So just because a lot of these templates look simple doesn't mean that they're designed to be simple for a reason. Because it's simple, but it's not easy. For it to get ingrained into your subconscious, to get over here to a level 4 unconscious competence where you can do it without thinking about it, that's where you have to be for the test. You don't want to get stuck in your head on the test. And so whether it's a firefighter test, an engineer test, or a captain's test, you have to obsessively prepare with excessive repetition on the fundamental simple things so that when you show up under pressure, you're able to perform unconsciously and just get through it and succeed at it. So that's where you want to be. If it's whatever skill you need to have for the test, we highly advocate excessive repetition to where you can get to where it's unconsciously competent. You can drive the course, you can say the answers, you can do the things you need to do without having to think about it. So that's it. Hope it's helpful. God bless. Any questions, email runintothefire, number 1. It's runintothefire1 @gmail.com. God bless. Thank you.